So moving away from perhaps your own business, so ask you, when you were growing up, was this something you always wanted to do in terms of set your own business up, or did it come by chance?
Shall I go?
Yeah, Felicity,
yeah.
you go.
I have to say, I never thought I would set up my own business. This is it's kind of come out of the blue. I was always just really interested in psychology. I did a psychology undergraduate degree. I wanted to work in the NHS. I wanted to be able to provide services for people, you know, people who are struggling, to see people make change. So that's always been my motivator. But when we actually set the business up, you know, we were experiencing a lot of pressure and demand ourselves, and we started to get really interested in resilience and why some people, you know, needed to take time off, and some people stayed and fought the battle at work, and we started offering out some stress management programs to different individuals at the time. And we had a number of inquiries, people saying this would be really brilliant if you could come into our organization and provide this. And that's really what got us started. We started going out into businesses, not from the NHS. We had to set up our own business to do it. And we realized that if we could get to people early, you know, when they start to struggle with stress, then, you know, they can learn some skills to manage. We could work with managers to help them support staff more effectively. And that often then prevents people from going off with long-term sick, which is very costly for organizations, but it's really costly for individuals and their families, their relationships. So if we could even help one or two people before they got to that point of needing to take time off sick, you know, and then spending, you know, a long time on a waiting list for NHS services, then that was going to be really, you know, something really motivating for us. So that's really, I suppose, my background into it. Don't know if you want to add anything, Jo.
Well, I mean, I would say I'm the same in the sense that I didn't expect at all, you know, that to be running a business. And I think when both Felicity and I started working in the NHS, we probably expected we would stay in the NHS for life. But you know, things change and new challenges come along, and actually, you know, we've learned so much through our experience of running a business that we would never have learned working in the NHS. But we've also been able to apply our skills and the training that we've had, you know, in a whole new area and in a really novel way, you know, in a way that we weren't utilizing those skills when we were working in the NHS. So it's been a very positive experience for us. But it's also very different, you know, running a business on our own, just the two of us, is so different to working for a massive organization. You know, the NHS is the country's biggest employer. So we went from working from the biggest organization in the country to one of the smallest. But, you know, and so that means it's a very different experience, you know, but it's been really positive, I would say.